We are entering the construct today. We're going to be doing some emergency maintenance on one of the most powerful philosophical ideas modern cinema ever gave us.
The red pill and blue pill dynamic for the Matrix.
Exactly. And our mission for this deep dive is to re-enter that construct, fix the clone, and really analyze how this powerful metaphor has been, well, hijacked.
Hijacked is a good word for it. It's been reduced, really, to a kind of partisan bumper sticker.
Right.
I mean, it's a concept that's so ingrained in our culture now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone gets a shorthand.
Instantly.
If you say someone is red-pilled, you mean they've had a political awakening? Usually that means a shift towards, anti-establishment, maybe conservative, or often ideologies from those online manosphere groups.
And the blue pill is the insult.
It's the insult, yeah.
Yeah.
So for the normie, the person who's supposedly blissfully ignorant, just lost in their comfort zone, not seeing how the system really works.
It feels intuitive, right? Especially in the U.S. with red states and blue states, the political map, it just seems to fit.
It does seem to fit. But the sources we've been looking at make this honestly a revolutionary claim. They argue that this entire popular interpretation is a fundamental misreading of the source material.
So let's unpack that, because the central argument here is it's fascinating, and it's a challenge to almost everyone's understanding of the term.
Go on.
The sources argue that if you believe the red pill is just about switching your political team, say, from Democrat to Republican or, vice versa, that belief, that very act, is the ultimate proof that you are still hopelessly trapped inside the simulation.
That's it. That's the core of it. Because that interpretation falls directly into the precise philosophical trap the movie was designed to expose.
Which is?
The illusion of choice. The Matrix isn't just about deceiving your senses. Its power comes from providing you with binary options that look like opposites. But in the end, they both sustain the system.
It's the pre-approved choices.
Exactly. The system thrives on them. Think about it in basic cultural terms. Coke versus Pepsi.
Or McDonald's versus Burger King.
Right. We spend so much energy debating which one is better, which team we're on, but the larger system industrial food, massive marketing, that goes completely unquestioned. We're not looking at the machine itself.
And that's the connection to today. As long as you are just debating which of the two pre-approved political tribes is the correct one,
the machine has already won. That has you distracted.
Just rearranging the deck chairs on a digital Titanic.
It's a great way to put it. Because if waking up just means you switch your allegiance from, say, Nancy Pelosi to Mitch McConnell, or the other way around, you haven't escaped.
You've just changed your avatar's skin.
That's all it is. You're still operating within the parameters that the system defined for you. You haven't broken out. You've just moved to a different pre-approved corner of the prism.
So if that's the trap, let's step back and look at the actual choice itself. The one Morpheus offers Neo in the film.
Yeah, let's go back to the source code.
Because he wasn't offering him a voter registration card. He was giving him an existential crisis.
A profound one. And you have to remember the exact words he uses in that scene. It's so deliberate.
He starts with the blue pill.
He does. He lays out the path of cognitive comfort. You take the blue pill, the story ends, you wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe.
The promise is simple. Stay comfortable. Stay docile.
Stay productive, unaware of your own enslavement, because life inside the simulation is designed to be just appealing enough.
And then comes the red pill.
Then comes the red pill. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
So the choice isn't between two political ideologies.
Not at all. It's between a comforting delusion and a painful, agonizing truth. The red pill is not a solution. It's the beginning of a massive problem for Neo.
And that problem is what he calls the desert of the real. I mean, we see Neo's trauma when he wakes up. The physical shock, the psychological horror. The truth is that humans are just batteries powering the machines. It's brutal.
It's terrifying. And this is where the contrast between the movie's red pill and the modern political version just becomes blindingly clear.
How so?
Well, in the movie, taking the red pill gave Neo 0 answers.
It only gave him questions.
Exactly. It was the absolute opposite of certainty. It stripped away everything he knew, his identity, his sense of reality, even physics. It was agonizing.
Okay, and compare that to the modern political red pill.
Right. The modern version, it almost never requires that kind of agony or disorientation. In fact, it does the opposite. It provides instant, comforting certainty.
It gives you a prepackaged set of answers.
A prepackaged set of answers, and maybe most importantly, a clear list of enemies to blame for everything.
And then you immediately find a community online that tells you you're one of the enlightened ones.
And this is what the sources we've looked at find so suspicious. That feeling of instant, satisfying certainty. It sounds a lot like the comforting delusion Morpheus was warning us about.
So if your truth is simple and it makes you feel morally superior right away,
you're probably just in a new, custom-built corner of the Matrix. A cozier one, maybe?
It's like intellectual fast food.
That's a great analogy. It gives you that quick rush of satisfaction, but there's no real nutritional depth, no complexity.
The original red pill was painful because it revealed chaos. This new political one is comforting because it imposes a simple, easy order on that chaos.
The real desert of the real is agonizing because it's messy, it's nuanced. If your entire new worldview fits neatly on a social media hashtag, you probably just swapped one illusion for another.
Which brings us to the philosophical ideas behind the movie itself. We really have to look at the creator's intent. What were they actually trying to say?
Well, to really get the Matrix, you have to look at French philosopher Jean Baudrillard.
Ah, yes.
The Wachowskis were hugely influenced by his work. I mean, his book, Simulacra and Simulation, literally appears in the movie. It's the book Neo hides his software in.
So if Baudrillard is the key, what was his core argument? How does it relate to this?
Baudrillard's whole thing was that modern society has, in a way, lost its connection to reality. We don't relate to reality anymore. We relate to simulacra, which are basically copies of things that have no original.
Copies of a copy.
Right. And he argued we've reached a final stage he called hyper-reality. And that's where the model or the sign or the symbol of a thing becomes more real to us than the thing itself.
Okay, I think I see. So it's not just a lie. It's when we're so saturated with media, with political theater, with social media outrage, that the public performance becomes our reality.
That's it, exactly. The simulation isn't just controlling Neo's senses. It's controlling the very performance of culture and politics that he experiences every day. It's all just symbols reinforcing the system.
And this wasn't just some abstract philosophical exercise for the creators. Lily Wachowski has confirmed that the film was, at its heart, an allegory for the transgender experience.
Which takes this idea of dissonance to a whole new level. The Matrix, the simulation, is that profound feeling of living in a body or a world that just doesn't match who you know you are inside.
Yeah. It's the enforced social norm, the prepackaged identity you're told you have to accept.
And so the red pill, that terrifying step, it's the process of transition, of rejecting that enforced reality to find your true self.
And there's an amazing detail from the source material to back this up. In the 1990s, when the film was being made, prescription estrogen pills were literally red.
It's an incredible detail, isn't it? It just grounds the metaphor so beautifully in a difficult, painful, but ultimately necessary journey of self-discovery. It was about identity and philosophy, never about tax brackets or electoral colleges.
Okay, so that brings us to our final section. Reclaiming the metaphor. If a political red pill we see today is just a cozier corner of the Matrix, then what does it actually mean for you, the listener, to truly take the red pill in the spirit of the film, the painful, disorienting spirit?
I think it means engaging in radical critical thinking. And this is the key, non-selective critical thinking.
What do you mean by non-selective?
It means you have to apply that same level of questioning to the very media, the very sources that claim to have enlightened you.
So you have to question the narratives from all corporate media, whether it's wearing a red jersey or a blue one.
Because both jerseys were manufactured inside the simulation. The second you stop questioning the source that confirms your own biases, you've fallen asleep again.
And the real truth, the actual desert of the real, is rarely that simple.
It's usually nuanced, it's uncomfortable, it almost never fits into a tidy two-sentence partisan talking point.
Yeah.
If the truth you found is simple, comforting, and gives you a clear villain, it's probably just another part of the engineered reality.
So we have to close with that final warning, the warning against the false awakening.
We do, and it's this. If your awakening leads you to a worldview where roughly half the population are just irredeemable villains, either too stupid or too evil to see the truth,
and the other half are your enlightened saviors,
you have not unplugged. You've just found a more predictable, more comfortable narrative loop to sleep in. The real enemy isn't the other political team. It's the system that makes you believe those two teams are the only options available.
So to recap this deep dive, the original choice in the Matrix was existential. It was a choice between blissful ignorance and a harsh, messy, disorienting reality. It was never a choice between two pre-approved political parties that both, in the end, serve the machine.
And that leaves us with a final provocative thought for you to explore. If the modern, comforting political red pill offers instant certainty and clear enemies, and the blue pill offers blissful ignorance, what unique qualities would a piece of information have to have? What would you need to look for to know you're truly facing the agonizing truth, the real desert of the real, and not just a cozier corner of the matrix?